What is going on YouTube? My name is BluePaw. Welcome back to some Pokemon Showdown. Today we have a UU match against the Bros of Pokes. Really cool guy, a VGC battler. Be sure to go check out his, I'll put his Twitter in the description down below. Now, before we get started, if you can, please show some BluePaw power to that like button down below. I really appreciate your guys' support. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video coming your way. Now, without further ado, let's get into the battle. So, looking at my opponent's team, I can see he's bringing the power. He's got the super powerful Mega Beedrill there, Feraligatr that could potentially sweep my entire team, as well as the Sylveon, which always hits like a truck with that Hyper Voice power, the Hydreigon, which is a super fast special attacker, and the Donphan there for Stealth Rocks or super powerful Earthquake user, as well as the Cobalion, which is just a defensive wall normally with Stealth Rock support. What scares me about his team is the fact that he also runs Mega Beedrill, which outspeeds everything on my team except my own Mega Beedrill, as I do not run a Choice Scarfer. So I'm going to have to tank a lot of hard hitting U-turns during this battle. So kind of as feared, my opponent leads with Mega Beedrill, so I'm like, Tim, get out of there, you can't stay in, boy. So I switch into my Alforno, which is a physically defensive wall and can tank this Beedrill pretty well. Luckily for me, he goes for a Protect and doesn't do a super powerful U-turn and does it on the following turn, which I can go for a Will-O-Wisp. Unfortunately I land on the Sylveon and not the Beedrill, but hey, it's a burn, I'll take it. I then decide to Volt Switch out for a better matchup for me, because I can't do a whole lot of damage against a super specially defensive Sylveon. Go back into Tim. I see this is a good opportunity to set up my Stealth Rocks and maybe get some Protect action going on, but I see the Sylveon sets up a Wish, which means, stall, lovely stall. So I decide to U-turn back out, go into Donuts, which can clear this thing up with an Iron Head. Unfortunately I'm physically defensive, so I don't take that Hyper Burst very well, especially from a tank like Sylveon. I force a switch though, which is great for me. He goes out into Donphan, as I just decide to click Iron Head. I just want that Sylveon gone, and it does a decent chunk of damage. However, I have to switch because of the Earthquake threat, and even the knockoff threat on the Blade will do a lot of damage. Luckily for me though, my Alforno can play and split back up, and being physically defensive can tank pretty much anything this Donphan wants to throw at me. He then switches out very sensibly and catches me while I go for a second Will-O-Wisp, and his Sylveon basically gets a free switch back in, but I outspeed the Sylveon and can pain split back up to really good health for me. He drops a Toxic on me, which I'm not too upset about, because I can just Volt Switch out and basically nullify the damage done by Toxic to me. I go out into Grace. This is a great check for Sylveon because it's especially defensive, and a Sculpt will slowly whittle it down as the Sylveon doesn't go for a Wish, Protect, and takes the stall damage, but unfortunately we're going to get into a bit of a stall war here. Grace always seems to end up in stall wars. I'm sorry for having to make you watch these, but I've sped it up, it should be quick. But basically you can guess what happens. I basically go for Scald, this Sylveon goes for Wish and Protect, and all that annoying Hyper Voice nonsense. And we basically get nowhere, and my Grace is slowly getting whittled down, and I realise this, that I can't get anywhere against this Sylveon because of that Wish. It's just too powerful for me. So I decided to go into Donuts, predicting perhaps a Witch, but he predicts me to switch, or he just wants something to happen with the game, goes out into Beedrill, and gets Switch Initiative again with a U-turn. So things are not going too well for me at the moment. He brings in Hydreigon, which is very scary for me, and I decided to go into my special wall. It's the only thing that can take a hit, and Grace is pretty much useless now after that defeat in the stall war against Sylveon, and goes down to a Dark Pulse, but whittles down this Hydreigon with some Life Orb damage, and I can then bring in Yellow Belly and force a switch by Mega Evolving and smacking U-turn there. His Cobalion takes it nicely, but doesn't matter. I can switch out into Tim and get my Stealth Rocks up again. So this turn we just trade rocks. Hey, yeah, let's trade. And this Cobalion Volt switches out, and I click U-turn, so it's pretty much a mirror match at the moment. Luckily I catch this U-turn on a Hydreigon, which is great for me. It does 31 damage, that felt good. Give me that. I go into Yellow Belly, it's super threatening against this Hydreigon, and he can't switch out because the U-turn will just do so much damage to something else. All my opponent has left now is a Beedrill and a Hydreigon and a Donphan, so it's all good for me. I can fire off a really powerful Overheat with my Alforno, sacking it off but taking out the Donphan, so it's a double down on either side of the field, as Stealth Rocks and Toxic would have taken out anyway. I bring in Tim. Oh, he has Cobalion too, sorry, my bad. He has Sylveon. Damn, this battle's nowhere near over. I go for a Psychic, his Cobalion goes for a Thunder Wave. Psychic does a decent amount of damage there, and I decided, that's not too bad. Should I stay in? Should I not? So it left me kind of indecisive, but no, I decided to go for U-turn, just because I was paralysed and Natural Cure would activate, and it'd be great for me just to switch out and heal up my Celebi. This Sylveon's burned, which is pretty good for me, and he luckily stays in and goes for a Hyper Voice there, as I can take out the Sylveon with an Iron Head. Great for me. He then brings in Feraligatr, and I'm like, Dragon Dance on the way. So I like to Shadow Sneak and just see how much it will do, because I know I'm not going to be outspeeding this thing. I get a lucky crit with the second Shadow Sneak, and my opponent gets greedy there. Goes for a double Dragon Dance. I switch in Tim because I know that a Rocky Helmet damage from this Crunch and a Shadow Sneak from the Blade will take it out. So pretty harmlessly I take out this Feraligatr thanks to that crit and the greediness of my opponent. You shouldn't go for 2, man, 1 was all you needed, bro. He brings the Mega Beedrill. This is terrifying for me, but a Shadow Sneak does a clean 56 damage and a Drill Run will take me out here. I now bring in my own Mega Beedrill and it's a speed tie at this point, but my opponent for some reason switches out. It's great for me because that means Stealth Rock is taking the Beedrill out, and I fire up a Drill Run doing a hell of a lot of damage to the Cobalion. I'm going to outspeed and take this Cobalion out with the second Drill Run, which is great for me, and then my opponent brings back a Mega Beedrill, but oh, rocks! Die. So I ended up winning the battle there. I don't know why my opponent switched, but each to your own, man, I'm glad you did. Anyway, good game. That was a really good game. I had a great time. Anyway, that proceeds to wrap up our battle there. So, I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to show some BluePaw power to that like button. I really appreciate your support. Also, don't forget to subscribe to never miss a video coming your way. Have a great day. Peace.